Guys, surprise. We have a surprise episode because we have a very special guest in town. My manager, the love of my life, my bestie, the person who knows all of my inner thoughts like before they even happen. Please welcome Brittny to A Very Nice Day with Kelly Grace May.
The nicest day with Kelly Grace May.
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy.
Brittny is visiting from LA and I couldn't not take the opportunity to record with her on the podcast. So like I said, I have no idea when this is going to come out. I don't know what this means for the rest of the podcast. We will be back eventually, but just know this is like a surprise bonus episode because I had to capitalize on the moment and get you on the podcast, which this is your first podcast. Welcome.
This is my first podcast. And you know what? This is kind of the best way for us to catch up.
This is the safest. This is the safest of fucking spaces that you could possibly intro yourself to a podcast, given that you have visibility into every single thing that I do, and like you can chop and screw this however you would like with Oscar.
No, exactly. Like I'll call Oscar and be like, no,
100%.
Delete all of that.
Isn't my podcast. Like this is operationally, logistically, this is yours.
A Very Nice Day with Brittny.
With Brittny Danielle. Perfect. I'm so happy to have you on because I feel like one, our relationship. Like our working and personal relationship is so special and unique, and we're gonna get to that.
I could try.
Also, you have like such a cool, like professional journey, career journey. Like, guys, you're never gonna believe this because Brittny looks like she is 16 years old.
Oh, we should start with that.
Let's start with that.
I'm 33.
It's crazy.
So I have
Remy's
years.
like, Remy cannot believe his ears. Like, it's not real.
I know. I really give 20.
You give post-grad.
Yeah.
Like
I just
aesthetically. Yes. Like your skin.
Well, you said that when after our first Zoom, you were like, is this girl the intern?
No, so let's start with that, with how we got introduced, because I had just started making TikToks and I think I had just hit like 10,000 followers.
Literally 10,000.
And I got an email from you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was spam. Okay. I thought it was spam because I read the email and I was like, this is like too good to be true that like someone would even know me from an agency or whatever, this reputable. But I took the call. It was the day before my birthday, my 28th birthday.
Yeah.
And I took the call because I was just like, YOLO, like whatever. We had this amazing conversation. I told you that I wasn't ready to like sign with a manager yet because I hadn't even made a dollar.
Married, like all the things were that year.
Yeah, I was getting married. I was working a corporate job. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't even know how I was going to make money from doing content.
I want to pause really quickly though. So when you graced my For You page, I was just like, who is this person? Like your energy was just like so captivating. And I go to your account, I scroll a couple of TikToks and I see like you clearly just started like posting TikToks. And I was like, maybe she's just doing it for fun. I have no clue. I was like, but I just feel like she's going to be something. And I still feel that way. And you clearly are. And I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to email her and just like see if she wants to take social media seriously. And like, even our first Zoom, like we just had fun.
We just had fun.
I think we talked for like an hour.
Yes, and you asked me so many questions that like I was at the point where, again, I had just started. I had no idea like what this was going to become. Like I had a full-time job. Like it was just a fun thing. But you made me think about like what could be with this and like made me realize that maybe one day it could actually like be a career, which,
and then
spoiler alert, it now is.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off. We also realized that we were both in Tulum at the Art Bat,
which is crazy.
Set at Zomna. A few months prior.
Yeah.
We were both there.
The same set.
The same day.
Like crazy.
Just like randomly we're both there.
Yeah.
We were like not far from each other either.
Yeah. We were like, oh no, we're like
invisible string theory
to be in each other's lives in some capacity.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I had told you this was in like late March. And I was like, I want to focus on my wedding. I also like want to, and like my job. And I want to also try to like manage this myself because I don't know anything about this.
Which
world.
I loved. I think that's so important.
I agree.
Is to really understand if you want to get into this industry or any industry, like take a beat, like figure it out for yourself.
And learn the ABCs. Cause like I remember even after we had that call and I started getting inquiries about like, what are your rates? Like, what is your ad, like your ad rate for 30 days? I was like, I have no fucking idea like what this means. Like I was just throwing shit out there and like seeing
which
like,
I think a lot of people do.
What sticks. But I learned so much from those like 6 months of trying to do it myself. But I also realized how much fucking work it was.
It's a lot of admin.
My God, it is so much admin. So fast forward to October after my wedding, we had kept in touch.
We had kept in touch, but this was also crazy. Like we had kept in touch. I had sent you a card to like congratulate you for your wedding.
So thoughtful.
And I hadn't heard anything back from you. And I was like, what is going on? Whatever. Check my mail. It was returned to me. And I was like, that's embarrassing.
No,
like,
you're perfect.
Where did it go?
You're perfect. Like who even knows how to, I don't know how to send a letter.
Well, I had the address right. So I have no idea what happened there. But I got it back. And I was like, okay, I'll just text her and I'll be like, by the way, I did mail you a card.
By the way, just so you know, the thought was there.
I was just thinking about you. Like, and I was
because I was like, this is the time where I need to reach out. Like,
and then we got on the phone, like I think right then and there.
And I had at this point, I think I had just hit like 50K, and the wedding dust had settled, and everything was just like aligning perfectly. We had another call, and we were like, let's do this. It's time.
And I remember, like, obviously, you were wanting to get through like your wedding and figure out all these different things on your own, and the timing also was perfect for me. I was going through so many different transitions that year. I learned so much about the business throughout the top half of that year, where I was like, this is the perfect time for us to start working together for a million different reasons. And it's been like perfect.
And I say to people all the time, like when, like sometimes other creators will like ask me about like management or like how things are with my manager, like what my relationship is like. I feel like I need to just say this like as a disclaimer. We have a one-of-one level relationship. And like Brittny, like as like I'm sure like everyone on your roster feels this way. Like I feel like the luckiest girl in the world. In the beginning, I had a little bit of like imposter syndrome of like being like having you as my manager, because remember I used to like go to sleep, and like before I would go to sleep, I'd be like, are you gonna like quit, or are you gonna like fire me, or what? Like, you know, when you get in a relationship with someone who like is so amazing and you just like assume that they're gonna leave you, like that's like how I felt, because I couldn't believe how amazing it was and couldn't like accept that I deserved it. And I've only had you as my manager, and I always say like, if I woke up tomorrow, Alex Earl, like I would still have the same manager. Like you are just so good at what you do, first of all. And like the second I started working with you, I was able to like take this more seriously. And then like a year later, ended up quitting my corporate job. You're so good at what you do. Like you make me feel so important. I feel like you do that for everyone. And I've heard so many like horror stories about managers like making their like in quotes talent like feel like shit about themselves, or feel like less than or not worthy of certain things. And like I've just had like the exact opposite experience. So I feel like I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have my Brittny.
No, I love you so much. And I could say so many things about all the things you just said, because one, I think that you changed my life just by being in it. And I say this to so many people, but like I've worked in this industry in broader entertainment for 10 years now, which is so crazy. And you come across so many different types of personalities, so many different types of egos, and it almost like sucks the fun out of like the dream that you had of like working in entertainment. Like it's supposed to be fun, you know? And then you come across people and their egos, and they tell you who you're supposed to be, even like behind the scenes as a manager. And we'll get into this too, but when I switched from music into digital, I was just like, I am just going to be me. I don't care. And like all the people that I want to work with, I want them to have good hearts and good energy, and we make working fun, because otherwise like we could do anything else. You know what? Like, I want life to be fun. And that's why I chase the kind of job that I have, is because it can be. And you just re-inspired me, and you still do every single day, just to like
love you.
really just have fun and don't take life too seriously. She will respond to emails with like a selfie of her just like,
it's true. It's true. Like a brand will reach out and I'll literally send an email back with just a selfie of my jaw on the floor.
because why not?
And like
Why not?
And we're going to get into all the things because I want to talk about like your career growth, like, and like how you've had all these career transitions from music to like talent and like going into the digital space. And then I also want to talk about like 101 of like, what is a manager? Because I feel like even I like didn't know a lot of these things. I still don't. Like managers, agents, like all of the different things. But also like, when you said like we make working fun, like we really do. But I feel like not everyone has that experience. Like I don't think that with every manager, like I would just be able to like voice note them back and be like psychotic and then also be able to be like, I'm having a fight with Andy. Like I'm really annoyed. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, this is why. Like I tell you everything.
No, same. We do. We also have something really special in that. And it's so funny because I've like tiptoed into it. You probably could tell.
Yeah.
Like I very much tiptoed into it because another thing that I've learned is like keep a little bit of a wall up.
Like a professionalism.
A little professional.
Yeah.
You know? But
like slightly.
I don't think we ever knew how.
No, I never knew how to do that.
We dove straight into we're just in each other's lives in every single capacity.
Ingratiated.
And it's really it's really special.
And it works. It works.
Like we really do go.
We're doing
like,
well.
I'll be crying to you about something as well. And then I'll be like, oh, by the way, you got to post that.
Yeah. You're literally like sending me like a 3-minute voice note. I'm sending you a 4-minute voice note. And then you're like, can you send me the ad code for blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yes. And then I like send you another 4-minute voice note. Like it's actually crazy how hard and how fast we pivot from like the most deep, personal, spiritual shit to professionalism.
Yeah, and that's our brains.
No, it's just
always.
It truly works. So let's rewind to the last decade of Brittny, because you have had like so many lives.
I have.
In your career, and you started in music. I want you to just like give me like the full like journey of how you got to where you are today. And then we'll go into like the depths
all
of
the
like,
things.
management.
Okay. So I think we should start with, I'm from like middle of nowhere, North Carolina. It's called Murphy. There's like 1,300 people. If I wanted to go to a Target, I was driving like 2 hours.
It's crazy.
When I started going to concerts when I was 15, 2 hours, I was going to Atlanta. I don't know, but I always like loved a city. Even when I was 4, I was like, I want to live in a city. Like I just wanted that. And when I started going to shows, I was like, well, someone works here. How do you do that?
Right.
How do you do that? I went to college, graduated, didn't use my degree at all, whatever.
I don't even know what your degree was. What
Hospitality and tourism management. So maybe I do a little bit.
Maybe there's little pockets.
Yeah.
Things.
A psychology minor. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I worked at a hotel when I first moved to Atlanta because I was like, I got to get down there. I'll go to shows. I'll meet a bunch of people. And I've always, when I look back on my whole life, I've always been a plan A girl. There's never been a plan B. I've never had a
plan A happen.
It's plan A. And it's really fun to like look back and be like, oh my God, I literally did everything that I've ever wanted to do.
You did that shit.
In this life. Like
Things you
every
did,
single
that.
thing that I have been like, that is my dream, that is my goal. I've done it, which is insane. But just, you can do it. Like you can do it.
Yeah.
So I just started going to shows in Atlanta, and I did not at the time know the difference between a tour manager and a manager. And
I don't.
So tour manager goes on the tour, manager stays behind the desk.
Yeah.
And I was just meeting people, and I was like, oh, you manage this band, one of which is playing Madison Square Garden tonight, and I am going to see them.
Wait, what band?
Pierce the Veil.
Wait, can we need to specify when you're like, I started going to shows, you need to be specific. Like, you're an emo girl.
I'm an emo kid.
You're an emo kid.
I'm a big emo kid. So it was like a lot of like emo metalcore bands. Like Warped Tour was everything to me.
Yeah, you're like a skater emo kid at heart.
Yeah, I was such a poser with the skater thing though. Like,
that's fine.
I never touched a skateboard.
You don't need to.
But my AIM handle was definitely like Skater Girl, like 69 or something.
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah,
but yeah, so I would just go to all these metal shows, and meet a bunch of people. And then eventually I was like, I should probably move to LA. Made like through the connections, heard of some guy who needed an intern.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
In the music industry.
Yeah, in the music industry. I did not know his roster, did not know anything. I just knew that he was in the music industry. And so I interviewed with him and he was like, okay, yeah, you're hired. The pay was atrocious, but I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. So I worked for him like 5 days a week and also worked at a restaurant. That's, I think, just like what you do.
Yeah. It's a very LA story.
It's very LA. I lived with 2 roommates in a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment. I lived in the living room. It was just hilarious.
And at this point, how old are you?
23, 24.
So you just had an opportunity through networking where you like just jumped at an opportunity, said yes, got your ass to LA, made ends meet. And there you are, 23, like interning, like getting your foot in the door.
For sure. And mind you, like I also did not know this guy's roster at the time, but I knew he worked in like metal-ish, whatever. And so after I was hired, I should have asked this. Like, I don't know why I got hired. I didn't even ask like his roster, but he sends it to me and I was like, it was like Crown the Empire, Dance Gavin Dance, like all of these like metalcore bands. And I was like, okay. Amazing. He worked in the same office space as Pierce the Veil's manager, which is like one of my, favorite bands ever. So I was like, the stars are aligning. This is insane. And yeah, so I worked for him for 7 years while like in LA and eventually got to like sign bands on my own. That was a whole experience. Like music's tough. Music's really hard, especially like that genre.
Yeah.
It's like
less mainstream.
It's less mainstream. It's really hard to like break an artist, but I loved it. Like I loved that time period of my life and all of my friends are from that time period of my life. And then COVID happened. None of our bands are touring. We're just sat inside on the internet. And I've always loved like YouTube, social media, whatever. We're all scrolling TikTok and I'm just seeing like normal everyday people like blow up online. Like they're so fun on the internet. And I'm like, what are they doing? Who are their teams? Like, how are they getting all these different opportunities? And so I just decided to like fully pivot. And I reached out to Seth Jacobs, who used to rep Tanks. And I loved her career trajectory. Like I just watched her be funny on the internet, get a podcast, write a book. I was like, who's doing this?
Yeah, she
like,
had like
I want to learn
pipeline
from whoever is doing this. And so I reached out to him and we had gotten coffee a handful of times and he was like, you should just come over to Brillstein and build a roster. And I was like, okay.
Done.
How?
And you, at this point, you're what, 30, 31?
Yeah, 30. But how? How did it's just so crazy. I think like if you just open doors for yourself, the opportunity will
present
there.
itself.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
And I did. Like I was DMing Seth. I slid into his DMs to be like, hey,
just cold.
I want to work on what you do.
Yeah. Raising your hand.
Yeah. And then I just from there, I like found our text the other day actually. And it's so funny because it was around Coachella, like 2022 or something. And all of my messages were like, I want to work at Brillstein. I will do anything. Like it was
there was like, determination and drive like in
yeah. And
your
I was like,
soul.
I know that I can do this. Like I've built a roster of music clients. Like I can do this in digital. And he was like, okay, let's go, girl.
I think that is really important to just highlight for a second because it's really hard and really scary to make a career pivot at 30 years old.
It was the worst year of my life. I'm not going to lie.
When you've built an entire like work experience that is not in that same world and to just like pivot.
Yeah.
But you are really, really, really good at networking, at like asking for, you know, a minute of their time, an opportunity to go get coffee. Like you open doors for yourself. I also want to like touch on this, that like nothing has ever been handed to you in your life, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it shows in your work ethic because you are like so sweet and pretty and cute and whatever, but like behind an email, like you are a fucking shark.
Yeah. I like just started to get emotional because
You should, honestly.
This year was the best year of my life.
It really was.
Because of all of the work that I've gotten to do over the last few years, I, for the first time ever, made enough money to pay off like all the debt that I have accrued from working in music.
It comes with sacrifices.
And then also like give my mom money and like give my sister money and take my sister on a really cool vacation with me. And I was like, oh my God, we did it. 10 years later, we did it.
Like just picture yourself like sitting down like with
Oh my God.
Teffy once said this on a podcast and it changed my life because I do this all the time. Like she was like, I just picture myself sitting down on my childhood bed with like my like 7-year-old self and coming into the room and being like, girl, guess what we did today? Like, can you believe it? And then we like jump up and down in the bed in excitement. And like, that is what I felt for you all year. Like every time you update me on something, I'm just like, little Brittny would be freaking out. Like you are fully reaping all of the benefits of like you said, you're only a plan A girl. Like, I don't know what it is in you or like your chart or your past lives, but like you just make shit happen for yourself and for other people like me. I'm just lucky to, be here, but like you make shit happen. Nothing has ever been handed to you. You work your ass off and you also manage to like enjoy your life in tandem with that. And like also like somehow like stay like mentally stable and also do like inner work and like explore spirituality and all of those things.
Oh my God, that could be a whole podcast.
That could be a whole podcast, but you literally deserve every single good thing that happens to you. And you know what? I know you know that. Like some people don't know that they deserve all the good things. Like and that's to be celebrated.
I agree. I think I know it because of like my childhood and like different things that I went through in that. And I think that was a huge thing where I was like, I don't want any of that. I want to change everything. I want to change the whole trajectory of my life, what I've been handed, what I can control, and like my future children. Yeah. One day.
I was obsessed with the TikTok you made about like how you're like, I am not a Nepo baby, but I'm going to make Nepo babies. And I literally wake up every day and I'm like, okay, like I need to get my ass to work for Brittny's future Nepo babies. Like this is what we're doing. Like this is for the Nepo baby that Brittny's going to make.
Thank you. And I think I used to think about this too. Like, I'm like, damn, they're never going to know like what I went through for them. But then I'm like, I don't want them to. I want them to just live large.
You know what? I have been like thinking a lot about this.
They better be good people.
I have been thinking a lot about this because like everyone, like your parents fuck you up in some way regardless. Like even like, cause I've been thinking like, how am I going to fuck up my kids? Cause like my parents fucked me up in a lot of ways. Yeah. And like, they didn't do things perfectly at all. Like love them so much. But even if you were a perfect parent, you still end up fucking up your kid in some way. So like, and the world is tough. So like, regardless, like they're going to experience like some adversity, but they're going to have good people raising them to show them the way and how to like navigate those things. So like, I'm not worried about your kids.
I'm not worried about your kids.
And, like our kids are going to be fucking
They're going to be great.
They're going to be great.
So fun.
And if they're assholes, like,
all of this
we will
good
humble
energy
them.
To everybody.
We will humble them so quick. Like my only fear about having kids is that like I have kids like who end up being like assholes to like other people. Like I literally will ruin their lives.
I don't think a Kelly Grace May baby can.
No, genetically, I don't think it's possible. Like and then Bobby as their grandma, like it's just not possible.
Not at all. Oh my God, I need to meet your whole family.
No, it's like move to New York, guys. Let's hope Brittny moves to New York, maybe. I want to talk also about like the differences between working in music management and like digital.
Digital is so much more fun, at least for me.
Yeah.
At least for me. I think that there was like, it got to a point in music where I was like, I love music. I love going to a show. I love my friends here, but I'm not great at this.
Like, you didn't feel good at it.
Like, I am not talented in music. Like, I don't play an instrument. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf. Like,
I can't fully relate to it.
Yeah, I'm not that. And so like, and also like when I listen to music, I'll like listen to the same album for like a month. And so I'm not like on constant discovery mode. And I felt like I was forcing myself to be. And I'm like, okay, this is sucking the life out of me. Somebody else is way better than this.
And sucking the fun out of something you love.
Exactly.
Which
And
is why like you don't always have to like be like do what you love, you know? Like
that is also a problem I've had. Like if I get passionate about something, I'm like, oh, I can make this my job. Yeah, I can do this. Why was I in yoga teacher training? Just go to yoga.
Just go to yoga.
You don't have to teach it. That was an era of my life too. I tried to, I don't know, but I love yoga, but I don't need to.
It's okay. It's also okay to try a million things. I went to esthetician school. I'm not an esthetician. People like make fun of me for it online all the time. I'm like, whatever, fuck it.
They shouldn't. At least you're like educated and you can speak.
And if you like have the opportunity to like try to learn something, like it's like good for you, you know?
As you should. That's silly. Those people.
Also, namaste.
Yeah, namaste.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, I just was like, I'm not that great at this. I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't know, like I was just so excited about like the TikTok of it all.
Yeah.
Like I just was like, there's so much that you can do here. It's so fun. People are getting to go to brand events and like getting crazy opportunity to work with brands because they're posting their silly little videos on the internet.
It's crazy.
I loved it.
No, it's so crazy.
And so I was like, I want to make that my job.
I'm going to do that now.
Now I want to do that.
And also you can relate to it on like a different level because you're a consumer of content. Like we all are. Unless you're like really offline, which like good for you. You're probably not watching this fucking podcast.
Relate.
Yeah.
I went on a date recently and the girl was like, yeah, I don't have TikTok. I was like,
No, I think that's awesome, actually.
No, I think it is awesome. But I was like, I truly don't even know what I would talk to you about right now because that's my whole brain.
Right.
So I was like, I need to get a hobby.
No, you have a lot of fucking hobbies. Like, you do a lot. Like, you really do.
Maybe I should just sit down.
You do. I really need you to sit down. Like, it's like my life mission and my Roman Empire is like Brittny just sitting down. Like, when you tell me you have a rot day, I'm like, yes. Like,
oh, I do.
Relatable queen.
Yeah.
Okay. I also want to talk about, because I didn't know shit about fuck when we first started working together. Mm-hmm. Like, you had this realization like recently that like I do not come from this world in any way.
I forget that all the time. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to like explain to Kelly what creators have like behind the scenes, like their full team, like what we can build out here.
Like people reach out to me and they're like, I'll be your assistant. I'm like, literally for what? Like, do you want to come over and like hang out with, like that's all I can think of that we would do, you know? Mm-hmm. People have whole ass teams. Like obviously like I'm not at that level yet. I can't even imagine having anything other than like a Brittny. But you
will one day.
I didn't have like any knowledge or background or experience in this space. And like none of my friends like were influencers. Mm-hmm. I now have, you know, a group of like creators that I'm friends with, which is really fun.
And I love that.
But like my core group of friends, like they don't know what the fuck I do all day. Like they don't know anything about this world.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to also just like take, like, what is a manager? What is a manager? Like, what do you do? You know, what do you do all day?
What do I do all day?
You do a lot.
I do a lot all day.
And I feel like you also do way more than other managers do for their talent based on what I've been hearing from other people.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh, tell me more.
Like, like these recap emails that I get.
Oh, yeah.
This is due on this date. Here's where every brand deal stands. Like, but people don't get that.
Yeah, but I feel like, one, you need that. But so do I. Like
it's a good brain dump.
It's a good brain dump and it helps keep us organized because you're booked and busy.
Which is so crazy. And that's honestly all because of you.
Well, no, like you're the one creating the content.
But also like another tidbit, I'm so ADHD right now, my medication is wearing off. But another thing that I need to just point out about our relationship and about you in general as a person is the Andy of it all. So when we first started working together, Andy was like, he was like, you don't need a manager. You don't need to give anyone a cut of your money, like yada, yada, yada. I was like explaining to him like how it all works. Mm-hmm. He's like, I want to see a contract. Like, I want them to sign this and this and this. Like, I don't trust anybody. Andy is very, very, very.
And I love him for that.
Guard up, does not trust anyone. He is like, it's the like stockbroker finance bro in him. Mm-hmm. When he met Brittny, you guys. and when Brittny and I started working together in general, he won. I'm just going to say it, dick on the table. I've never made more money in my entire life. I have like tripled my fucking tech income from working with Brittny and from also just like taking content seriously.
Yeah.
And when Andy saw that, he was like, I need to meet this girl like yesterday. Like where is she?
Andy.
I love her. We met at Coachella for the first time, which is crazy.
Those pictures are so cute.
And Andy is in love with Brittny. Like Andy would literally die for Brittny with like no questions asked. Like there is nothing that he would not do for you. He is obsessed with you, and Andy does not give out his love freely. He's not the warmest person. Like he's the kind of guy I have to be like, be nice. Like when
really,
this
that's
person.
I haven't experienced that layer of Andy before.
Because
I've only
he's your
experienced
puppy.
love.
Yeah, he's literally a puppy for you. So that is another thing. Like once Andy, like it validated everything that I knew to be true about you times 100 because Andy is so obsessed with Brittny.
Oh, now I'm so excited to hang out with you both tomorrow.
I know, he's so excited.
We're
He's been literally talking about it all week. Okay, so what does a manager do?
Standard practice is typically agents are going out and getting the money, and it passes over to management to execute the deal. So typically you would have an agent negotiating all of your deals.
Oh, really?
Yes. But in digital, it's a lot different. So I was also really confused about this when I first started, because my experience with agents were like they would book the tours. So I was working with
music.
Yeah. So agents would book the tours. They would put together the routing, the offers, the whatever. And then it would come to me and I would handle the logistics, the tour announcement, all of the other things that go on, right? And it's still technically the same with digital, where managers are pretty much talking to you every single day. We're thinking about strategy. Oh, you want to start a podcast? How do we build that out? Okay, you're feeling a little not inspired with content right now. What can we go look at trend-wise that's working? What should you lean into? Like things like that. Or, you are really good at this just naturally. But a lot of times, like I'll chat with different creators and be like, you got to think of the why behind why you're creating certain content to make it like appealing to brands and just things like that. To whereas agents are more like get deal, negotiate, whatever. Managers typically have a small amount of clients. Like I have 7 clients. Agents will have hundreds. So that's why you kind of have the separation, because managers will be like talking to you more day in and day out. I want to be strategic as we build out your team. And we've had agencies reach out. We've talked to agencies. Once you reach a certain threshold, we will want to bring on an agency so that, because you can imagine, like if you're getting a ton of inbound, they'll be negotiating those deals. They'll pass it over to us. Whatever you accept, we'll make sure like the creative gets done. We'll talk to the brands about the posting cadence and all that stuff. The scheduling will all be the same. Right. But
right now you do that. Like right now you negotiate.
Right.
You do like that's your whole shebang. You like come to me with an offer. I accept or pass, which like I really do feel like I like pass on the same amount that I accept.
You do.
And that's obviously.
And right now it's because I want to save you money. Like it's like, let's just wait until you're in a position where like if you want to write a book someday, if the podcast blows up and you need a really good podcast deal for sponsors, we should tap in an agency because they'll know like who's spending right now, which one is better to go with, whatever, which I do too, obviously, but it's nice to have an agency partner at that point. And I think that a lot of people listening, especially like your core group of friends or just people who follow you in general, they'll all have different experiences with agencies, management, all this stuff, because there's also a lot of digital management company focused like businesses that are like a 20% company and they act as agent and manager under the same house. But I think they're doing the same thing that I'm doing for the most part with like negotiating brand deals and stuff. And then one day we'll tap in like a UTA or a WME or a Gersh or a CAA or whatever. Yeah. As you build.
And you are so like good at what you do for so many reasons. Like you're so organized, like, which is crazy because I have like insight into your brain and I know that doesn't like necessarily come like super naturally to you. I feel like you've trained yourself.
Oh my God.
To be like type A at work. Yeah. And you like will come to me and you'll be like, okay, like this is it. Like, this is the offer. Like, here are all the logistics. Like, everything is like broken out. Like, there's already like when you have those days, by the way, where like I check my email and every single calendar invite, it's like, this is due. Like the concept is due. The draft is due. Like, which maybe we should also give like a behind the scenes of like how a brand deal works. Like, should I do it from my point of view and you can correct me?
Yes.
Okay. So step one, a brand will come to Brittny with like an offer. I'm not even involved. I'm not even involved yet. I don't even know about it. It's not even real. To me, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like Brittny is negotiating the terms or whatever, or the price, yada, yada. Then they'll come to an agreement on that. Brittny will send it over to me as an offer. Like, hey, Kelly, like this brand wants to do X, Y, Z with you. Like, here's the scope of work. Here's the timeline. Here's the offer in terms of money. Like, do you want to do it? Like, I will say yes or no. If I say yes, then she will come back to me and be like, okay, here's the like briefing doc. So the brand will give you insight into like what, you know, the product details, what is the messaging that they're trying to align with, like all of the dates. Maybe it's a sale, so there's like specific dates or something involved. And then I, as the creator, have to submit a concept. So that is basically a written form of me being like, this is what I'm thinking for the video. Sometimes brands want you to get as specific as where you'll be filming, in what lighting, what you'll be wearing, the hook that you're doing.
Draw a doodle. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. There have been times where I've sent a video and a voice note to a brand, by the way, in the form of a concept. And that's just something you need to know about working with me.
No, you'll just like film it. You'll be like, see if they like this.
I know. I give you so much anxiety. Sometimes I'll stress Brittny out because I literally will send the concept. They won't even have approved the concept yet. And I'll literally just send them the video that I already made and be like, does this work? 9 times out of 10, it's worked.
Honestly, when hasn't it? I don't think it hasn't worked.
I don't think it hasn't worked.
Yeah, don't do what she does.
But don't do that. Don't do that. I am the exception, not the rule. But so
in so many ways.
Oh my God, in so many ways. But something that, just a caveat that I, as the creator, really, really dislike, and you know this too, is when a brand wants me to be extremely scripted.
Oh God. Kelly.
And also if they need it to be under 30 seconds, sometimes I will say, I have to pass. I'm not your girl.
No, the amount you've actually passed on so many where you're like, it takes
me 30 seconds to start a thought. How on earth do you want me to make you a video in under 30 seconds? I've never done, all my videos are 10 minutes. Anywhoosie.
That's why she has a podcast.
Yeah, correct. And soon a YouTube, by the way. We will talk about that. So I'll submit the concept. Usually when I'm being a good girl, I'll wait for it to get approved before making the actual video. Then you make the video, you submit it to them. Usually they have like edits, like, or things that they want you to incorporate, like a certain hashtag. So the people know it's sponsored. You have to send over your caption, and then you wait for them to approve it and post it. Did I miss anything?
No, that's it.
And then it usually takes them a long time to pay you, which is another thing that I feel like people don't know about being a creator is that the earlier side of getting paid is 90 days.
Oh my God. But there's only one company at this point where I'm like, okay, fine. Like they just will not budge. But all the rest, I'm like, not 30. Like, get it together.
That's what I love. These are the things that I would never know to do or say without Brittny. And like, that is why you have so much value.
And we have a whole spreadsheet. We have a tracking system. I have one day every month where it's like admin. And I'm like chasing most of the brands that we work with are really good at this point. Like we know our people at those brands. But there's a few where I'm like, oh, why haven't we been paid yet?
Right. And then you're like, hey, which by the way, this is a tip to any creators who are either working with a manager or managing themselves. That spreadsheet has like, I had a very immature version of that when I was just doing this on my own. I had a tracker with like, it would be like brand. So the brand name, the status of the brand deal. So like deal signed, or contract signed, content submitted, content approved, like in progress, like all these different statuses. And then deliverables. So I would write out like, okay, it's like one TikTok syndicated to Reels, a set of Instagram stories, the price, obviously, like the fee that they're paying, when it's due, when it's the posting, And then once it's done, like you put like content posted
And then I'll go.
and we move it to a different part of the tracker.
Yep.
And then that way, like the second it gets paid, we put like paid. So like that's how we know that everything is like taken care of. And honestly, very type A of us.
I say this a lot, like very type A in work, type B in my personal life.
That like I teeter between type A and type B, like in work, definitely type C in my personal life.
I've been trying so hard to be more type A in my personal life because I'm like, otherwise I don't get anything done.
Having a calendar though, has changed my life and actively using it. And then also like you reminded me of this too, doing the time batching for like tasks, like
time blocking,
15 minutes for doing the dishes, 15 minutes for putting my laundry away. Like, because easily 2 hours can go by and I've done none of it.
None of it because we ADHD girlies will never do it. Ever. Because we're just thinking about it and it's stressing us out, never going to get done. Yeah, no, time blocking has changed my life.
It's a miracle worker. Like you really have to try it. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I wanted to ask you was like, what do you think people should look for in a manager? Mm-hmm. Or what questions should they ask if they are considering management?
Asking, of course, like what their percentage is going to be of like your revenue. If it's a management company that makes you sign a contract, hire an attorney to like look over that.
Yeah. Don't be cheap about that because I really think, or like if you have a lawyer in the family, like have someone look over it.
Have somebody look over it. It's just like, I always say like, this is your career and I'm grateful to have a part of it. But if at any point, you would never, but if at any point any of my clients decide that they don't want to work with me anymore, I don't feel like they should be like tied into staying with me for X amount of time. Like it's your career, it's your life. Like if you found somebody else who can do it better or vibes with you better, go do that.
And by the way,
do that.
A lot of people are sign things and they are tied in. Like most people that I know are tied in where if like, and they are, you know, have talked about like, okay, well, my contract is up in December. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I just don't get that.
Like that's not how my...
I get like as a manager, obviously, like I understand wanting like if you and I go and do like a 2-year $1 million podcast deal one day or
let's hope.
Multi-million.
Here's hoping.
We're manifesting me moving to New York and a multi-million-dollar podcast deal. So that's on record. So it's gonna happen now.
Yep.
But like if we were to do like a big deal like that, of course I think that it's like, oh, I need to make sure I have a contract in place so that I commission that.
Of course.
But if we do the deal together, I commission that. Like you can't just you know what I mean? You're just like, we worked through that whole deal together. I'm entitled to that commission. If you decide to go somewhere else, so be it. But we finish out that deal, right? But like,
I understand they need to protect themselves, but also the creator needs to protect themselves as well.
Exactly. So it's
and you can redline things.
You can
like you don't have to just sign what they give you, like based on what I've heard from other creators. Because again, like I don't have these. Like I am unique in my experience that you're an angel. I would also ask, like, a lot of these agencies, like, they pitch their roster based on, like, who they have for certain things. And so, like, I would just ask, like, how often do you end up pitching, like, all of your or, like, how do you decide who to pitch for certain things?
Yeah.
People get neglected.
They do. And I think that is really important is making sure that your manager is obsessed with you and your career.
Yeah.
And like is going to really, really be in the long haul with you and is just as passionate about as like your goals as you are.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I think I get like wanting to sign for us because we get 10%, right? So it's like we want to sign a lot of creators so that we're getting a good amount of revenue. But if it gets to a point where you can't put the same amount of energy into all of your clients
and attention,
it's tricky. It's hard. So I think just making sure that your reps have the bandwidth for you as well is like key.
Yeah,
is key. Yeah.
And then the other thing that I would say, and this is like most important, at least for me, and again, acknowledging that like I'm in a very unique position, I would say make sure you really like that person, that you like vibe with them, like that you could tell them like if something was like going on in your life. Like, I had a really hard couple of months in November and December. I had some stuff going on in my personal life that I honestly wasn't even telling my friends because I just like wasn't ready to like open up to them about it yet. But like I needed to tell you because I wasn't really putting out content. Like I was like feeling really weird. It was affecting like how I was showing up in, paid partnerships that I was obligated to do.
Yeah.
So just like make sure that it's someone that you like trust, is invested in you and your career, and that you feel like you can talk to like if something like big is going on in your life. Because like at the end of the day, your life is like online and like your personal life is kind of tied into that. So I would just make sure it's someone you can trust. Obviously, like I don't expect you to, be as maybe like involved in each other's personal lives as we are.
As we are. Like maybe
I don't know if it's
that.
normal, but just make sure there's someone that you can talk to if something like serious is going on.
Exactly. I think like in this industry, it's really like vibes. Make sure it's people you can trust.
Yeah.
And if there is a contract, really look into it, get an attorney, do your due diligence. Because hopefully you're working with this person for the rest of your life. Like that is
my intention. That is my intention.
Yeah.
Like if I woke up tomorrow, Alex Earl, I would be with Brittny. Like
sure.
That's
and I love that for me.
I love that for us as a family.
Me too. Like there's
I love how Remy is so engaged. This is amazing.
Yeah. Look, and I know that there are, managers, agents, whatever, like sliding into your DMs who are probably like, I can do it better, and they've done it better. They have had more experience than me.
They can't do it better.
But I just think that like we get each other.
They cannot handle me.
That's special.
No, I don't even want to say who said this because he's like literally the worst person in the entire world. But someone once said, I can't have a manager. I can no longer be managed. The quote goes unnamed, but I can't be managed I can only be managed by Brittny. Like you are the only person who understands me and how my brain works.
Because we're soulmates. No, we love you so much. Like
we literally are.
Literally, we've had so many lives together.
I cannot wait to go get a past life reading with you one day.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wait, I've never gotten one and I really want
either.
to.
We need to.
Oh my God. Read Many Lives, Many Masters.
Oh, I need to read that. I think you told me to read that.
It changed my life.
Yeah. Well, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my God.
A very nice day with you. Wait, this is the one thing I always forget to ask people. What makes a very nice day a very nice day for you? Like, what do you do to make it a very nice day if you're not feeling it?
What do I do? Hot Pilates.
Love.
It changes my brain.
Mat or reformer?
Oh.
I don't know the Pilates
I don't think that I've ever done like a hot reformer.
Okay, good.
That sounds scary.
That sounds, yeah.
But like a hot mat Pilates, incredible. Sushi and hang out with my cats, honestly. That's like a perfect day.
Your cats are perfect.
My cats are perfect. My babies.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And you're amazing and I love you so much.
I love you.
Let's go have a day.
Let's go have a day.
Love you.
Wow, thank you.
Yay! Brittny's first podcast done. You did so
How did we do?
You did so good. I'm so proud of you.